Hey, long time no see. I am back with a makeup tutorial for you guys. I thought I would hop up here and show you guys a look that I have been doing for quite some time now. A look that I love to do when I'm going to work. I just need to be spruced up, and if you would like to see it, then let's go. So I have already washed and moisturized my face. I'm going to go ahead and prime, and I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte, and I'm going to apply this all over. I like to start in my cheek area. I'm gonna just rub it in. I try to avoid the eye area because I tend to be a little dry there, and I have already applied moisturizer there. So I just kind of go around that area. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my forehead as well. And just around the eyebrows. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. That's what it's called. And I'm going to apply this in the areas where I have large pores, which would be in my T-zone, like in my cheek area. And then I also like to apply it above my upper lip, because I have the tendency to sweat there, and I find that this helps control that. I'm just going to lightly put this over my nose. And I'm just going to tap it in as well. And I'm going to do a little bit right in this area. Just smooth it out. Okay, now that I am done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with the fan to just speed it up a little bit, because of course you would like your primer to sit in, or to set. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my foundation. I'm going to be using the Revlon Colorstay. This is shade 600 Cinnamon. And this is the combination oily skin, because I do have really oily skin. And I find that the primer and stuff that I've used, and this, it works where I don't have to touch up all day. So I'm gonna do about 3 pumps to start. Just gonna dab my brush in there. I'm using the e.l.f. powder brush. Looks like that. And I'm gonna start in my cheek area. And I'm just going to pat this in. This is going to look a little light on camera, but I find that the Revlon Colorstay oxidizes quite a bit. And this so far has been like the best match that I can find without having to mix multiple shades. Once it oxidizes, it looks really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go over my eyes, because I don't use concealer for my eyes, but what I like to do to get in the crevices, I just close my eyes and look up. That way it gets in all the little nooks and crannies. And I'm just patting or pressing this in the skin. And I'm just lightly going over this area, because I don't want to shift the makeup, so I'm just lightly feathering it down. I'm going to put a little bit more on the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply this to my forehead, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to feather this upwards, just like so. I start at the bottom and then feather it up. That way there's not a lot like built up around the hairline. It's just going to be a nice, flawless transaction. Or transition. Okay, so now I have it up there. I'm just gonna go back and look to see what areas I may need to apply a little bit more, which is normally right in this area. I need a little bit more coverage. Okay, that looks fairly even to me. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this with the fan real quick. Then I'm gonna move to the next step. And that is going to be my powder. So I'm going to use the Airspun loose face powder, and this is in translucent extra coverage. And I'm going to apply this not all over, but in my T-zone and around my eyes, around my chin area. You'll see. I just put a little bit in the lid. And I start on my cheeks and I just start to press it in. I don't bake when I use powders, so I find that it doesn't really work well for me, or I haven't found a technique that I like. So I'm just going to press this in. Once again, I'm going to look up with my eyes closed so that way the powder can set underneath my eyes as well. Just a little bit down here. And then just a little bit on my forehead. I'm not going to take it all the way up. Just like that. Now I'm going to get my all over face powder, which is going to be my Black Radiance in Bronze Glow. I still use this. I'm going to take that and I'm going to set the rest of my face, and then also go over what I just put down. So I'm going to start right here again. I'm going to go over everything. And I'm just pressing this in. Press it on the forehead as well. This one I'm going to stay away from the hairline because I'm going to put a contour up there. I'm going to go further up than what I did with the Airspun. So I'm going to go ahead and take my contour, and that is going to be the Black Radiance, and I did get these powders from Dollar General. That's what that little security sticker is. And this one is in Black Coffee. And I'm going to take my Real Technique brush. I'm not sure which one this is, but I'm just going to go ahead and do some contouring with my powder. And I'm just going to swirl it. I'm doing this very lightly because I don't want to move around what I put down already. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm also going to take and chisel out my jawline. Once again, very, very, very lightly. Feather strokes. Then I'm going to go in with an angle brush and I'm just going to go over that area just to soften it up. Don't want any super harsh lines. And then I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to do my hairline. I like to start right here on the temple. And I just tap it in. And if I need to, I just go back over it to, you know, even this out, blend it in with my powder brush. I'll just do just like this around the edges, just diffuse the edges. And I can always go back in later and touch up if I need to. Right now this looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose as well. I like to start right in here. And all this is doing is just bringing back some definition. And I also like to take this in my crease. And once again, I'm just lightly buffing this in. Sometimes I use an eyeshadow just to deepen the crease a little bit, just a little something something. But for the most part, this is what I do in the mornings. It's just easy and I don't have to get out a bunch of products, and it's just easier to do this. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit on my nose. When I do my nose contour, I kind of go back and forth. And then just do a little bit at the bottom. If you feel like it's not as even as you like, or you put too much, you can just always go over it like this and then go back over it with your contour. I like to do that anyway to blend it in, make it softer. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have so far. So now I am going to move on to my eyebrows. And I really don't do a whole lot with my eyebrows anymore. Like all that concealer and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of go with what I have. My eyebrows are naturally wild and bushy. And so I just brush them up. And kind of get the shape that I would like before I start laying down product. Okay, so I'm going to use my LA Colors. It's an eyeliner pencil. It says Auto Eyeliner, and this one is in black brown. And we're going to start at the bottom of my brow. I'm going to lightly carve out the bottom, just little strokes. I just want to give it a little bit of shape at the bottom. And then I'm going to brush it through, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and work on the other side as well. this side is a little bit fuller than this side, so I don't worry about getting them exact. I just fill them in where they look pretty even, and that's it. I'll just brush it in as I go. That way I see where I need to put product. I have a little bit of sparseness like right in there. So I'm gonna brush this back up. I'm gonna do this side as well. And then I'm gonna fill in right in the areas I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. And I'm just lightly pressing this in. I'm just going to see how much I need to put on the top. A little bit more at the bottom right here. Just a little bit more definition. I'm going to brush it through. And I'm also going to use a clear mascara to set my brows. And that's what I'm about to apply now. I'm just going to brush them up, shape them, and see where else I need to add some color. So far I'm liking how this one looks. So now I'm going to brush this one up and then see what I need to do. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out, so I'm not going to do too much more. Just make sure I put a little bit on these ends. I'll go back and fill in if I feel like I need to later as I'm going along. Alright, so next I'm going to put on some eyeliner, but I'm going to take my L'Oreal brush. I got this in something some years ago, and I like to use this liner portion of it. And I'm going to use a NYX eyeshadow in black, and I'm going to tap the liner brush side of it in there, and I'm going to use this as eyeliner. Now don't worry about it being like super straight, because I want it diffused and blown out and soft. I just want to give it definition, and also it's going to help me hide the lashes. Okay, I'm going to do the other side like that. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use some mascara. Just be careful when you're applying that eyeshadow that you don't get fallout. Just try to tap off the excess shadow before you apply it. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And this one's in black. I'm just gonna lightly coat my lashes. I'm also going to do the bottoms. I like to go in with the brush horizontal first, and then I take it vertically. And I like to tap the end of the brush onto my skin. That way it lays down some pigment and it looks like I have fuller lashes. See the difference? I'm going to do the same thing. It's just easier for me when I cross over that I apply it this way on this side for some reason. It's just, I don't know, it's just a little weird for me to do it like this. I don't feel like I have as much control. So I'm going to put a little bit more product on the brush. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So next I'm going to apply some lashes. I am going to use the lashes from ShopMissA, and this is in Vanessa, and they look like this. I have already cut off the ends, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my lash glue and some tweezers, and I'm going to put these on. And the lash glue that I love to use is the one by Kiss, and it is a strip lash adhesive with aloe, and I have it in clear. I love this because it lasts all day and it doesn't irritate my eyes because it doesn't have latex in it. So I'm just going to lightly coat the lashes, putting a little bit more on the ends, the inner corner and the ends. I haven't put lashes on camera before, so hopefully this goes well. But it looks like it's tacky enough. I just need to make sure I have the right side. So this one needs to go on my left. So I like to put mine in the center, and then I make my adjustments. I'm going to get the tweezers and pinch it down in the corners once I get it where I want it, so that way it doesn't shift around on me. And I'm going to take these tweezers and just pinch it down in the center as well. Okay, I think that one's up there pretty well. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I keep forgetting to look this way. Please forgive me, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure I'm still rolling. Okay, and I'm gonna place these down. Same thing. I have to pull this end. It's a little bit too far in for my liking. Sometimes my lashes stick to the tweezers and it pulls them back out of position. So I'm just going to hold this down, and then I'm going to move the end, and I'm going to squeeze it once I get it in place. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze down. They still need to dry down a little bit, so I think I have them where I want them. Hopefully they don't lift up. But I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of bronzing while I'm waiting for these lashes to set. And I'm going to take my powder by Black Radiance again. This one is in Rich Mahogany, and I'm going to use it as a blush. And I do this a lot to bring back some color to my cheek. I don't know how well it's showing up, but you can see there's some color there. And I put quite a bit up there. It just builds it up. And I kind of go over the areas where I contoured a little bit just to tie everything in. Okay. With my lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and use my liner brush. I'm gonna tap into that eyeshadow again, and I'm just gonna go over this lash line. Just tap a little bit of product up there. It helps to conceal the lash band. I noticed that these lashes, the lash band is a little bit thicker. I don't know if I said it earlier, but this is the 3D faux mink lashes. I like my ends turned down a little bit, and I like to push the inner ones up. Okay, so I am pretty much done with the face. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on the lips. I'm going to use a Ruby Kiss lip liner. I think this is in like a deep brown. I don't see where it says what shade it is, but it's just a brown liner. I need to sharpen it, so let me sharpen it real quick. I'm just going to line my lips with this. Looks like I got some powder on my lashes. And I'm gonna fill them in halfway. Just like this. And I'm going to take my lip gloss from LA Colors. This is in Dollface. This has a little bit of pigment to it, so you really don't need to put down a lipstick and then like layer it. As you can see, it's a nice color. Okay guys, so that is it for the face. I'm gonna go ahead and step off camera. I'm gonna get dressed and I'm gonna come back. Okay guys, I am back with the final look. And what I'm gonna do right now is set my makeup with some Nye Final Seal. I just have it in a little spray bottle. I'm gonna spray this all over. And I'm gonna take my fan and I'm gonna dry it down. And I'm also gonna check to make sure I don't have any blotchy areas. And if I do, I just take my powder brush and I just tap, 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 tap. And that is it, you guys. This is my work look. My quick slay look. Usually it takes me about 20 minutes max, but because I'm recording and I'm a little bit rusty, you know, it took a little bit longer. But anyways, I plan to record future videos, get back into doing YouTube videos, makeup tutorials of course, and maybe dab in a little other things later on down the line. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care and God bless. Bye bye.